Have you ever been asked the question, what's the market doing in this area? And have you not quite been sure how to answer that? Well, Smart Charts might be a solution for you. Smart Charts is a product that allows you to view comprehensive MLS data and statistics. Also, Smart Charts allows you to download a variety of charts, graphs, and gauges and put them right onto your website or in your marketing materials and have them refresh automatically. There are some great benefits to this service and can help all agents answer questions on market statistics and really keep up with how the market is doing. Let's look into Smart Charts. So, I am at the mfrlogin.com page, my single sign-on portal with all of my products and services. I click on the Smart Charts button, and it takes me to a place where I can log in and register. Now you have two options. All MFR MLS subscribers automatically have a free version of Smart Charts. This is a very basic version where you can have free statistics that really just show you MLS-wide what is going on. But keep in mind, my Florida Regional MLS covers a very large area from Volusia County all the way down to Charlotte County. So looking at statistics for the entire MLS might not answer that question, well, what's the market doing in this area? However, through the Pro version of Smart Charts, you can actually drill down by county and then by zip code, and that allows you to get much more accurate stats for your area. So you can click right here to start a free trial. You are currently offered a 14-day free trial to try Smart Charts, see if this product works for you. If you like it, then you can purchase a subscription. Pricing runs either $19 a month if you would like to pay as you go, or you can pay upfront $159 for the entire year, which comes down to about $13.25 per month. Once you have your account, you either sign up for the free or the Pro version. Click Login, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. And it takes me to my landing page. Now at first, I am at a dashboard. And let me walk you through some of what you can find on your Smart Charts dashboard. First of all, you have some MLS-wide statistics. Same thing that you'll have in the free version. But in the Pro version, both these gauges showing me the overall stats and my spotlight can be drilled down. So I can drill down by each county in the MLS. And some of these counties, for example, Lee County, even though that's technically not part of our coverage area, there are MFR members who list in Lee County, or MFR customers that will list in Lee County. I can come up here for a drop-down menu of various statistics. So I can drill down by county based on median sold price, based on number of new listings or number of active listings or median days on market, any of these other stats. Or if I go into a county, let's say I go into Orange County, I am then able to drill down, scroll down even further along with having these stats on Orange County, to a specific zip code within the county. And once again, I can see here the median sold price, the number of listings, etc. So I can start to really zoom in on particular zip codes. If I'm looking for the zip code with the highest median price, or the zip code with the highest number of new listings, or the highest number of sold listings or new pendings, I can do that from here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to choose zip code 34786 in Windermere. And let's see what I have here. So first of all, this top section over here, I have my gauges. The gauges give me a very quick view to answer that question on how the market is doing, for me to see the big picture. And I have a variety of gauges. I can click this arrow to go to all sorts of gauges on all sorts of stats. But when I first see this initial view, I have the big four. And the reason why I say these are the big four is because this is really giving me that snapshot of supply and demand. So on the demand side, number one, I see demand in the immediate past. How many closed sales did we have last month? And these stats are always based on the previous month. On the 10th of every month, this is going to be refreshed with new stats for whatever the previous month was. So I see for closed sales, what closed in the immediate past last month? Well, 44 sales closed in the zip code. The 5-year average was 46, so we are slightly below the 5-year average here. But then we have new pendings. New pendings are kind of a look into the future because however many new pendings we have, this is going to predict the number of sales we have in the coming months. And we are at 89 for last month, slightly below the 5-year average of 90. Not by much, only by one new pending. Then we have the supply side. So the supply side, how many active listings do we have? So as of last month, we had 445 active listings. The 5-year average was 347. So we do see that we have more listings than we have had on average over the past 5 years. Month supply, that is your interaction of supply and demand. So how many listings do we have versus what is the absorption on average, how many properties are selling per month? And that gives us an idea, holding all else constant, how many months supply do we have? In this case, we have 6 months versus a 5-year average of 5.3. However, 6 months still indicates a healthy market. So I see here, well, I can't really draw any definitive conclusions. Right now I'm looking at all properties. This is not broken down by any particular property type. I see some slight drops on the demand side, but once again by a very, very small amount. And I do see an increase in inventory, but at the same time, I can't really draw a conclusion yet. So I move on. I go to these next gauges. Now I see the number of new listings. I do see that we are having a lot of listings in this area. 142 for January 2016 versus the 5-year average for January of 99. The median sale price is right about as it was for the 5-year average. Median list price for January was down slightly. Median days on market, slightly higher than the 5-year average. And average days on market. And then the average sale to list price ratio. Now, a lot of times throughout this product, throughout Smart Charts, you are going to see both a median and an average. And these can be nice to look at side by side because these might give us different things. So in this case, the median days on market was 82. The average days on market was 93. So the average is higher than the median. Always keep in mind that an average is very sensitive to extremes, to outliers, where a median is not. So let's just pretend a scenario. We have one property that was on the market for 10 days. One property was on the market for 20 days. One property was on the market for, for 80 days. So if I were to take a median, I would simply line those numbers up, 10, 20, and 80, and choose the one that falls in the middle, in this case 20. So my median days on market was 20. However, if I were to take an average, I would add those together. So 10 plus 20 plus 80 equals 110. Divide that by my count, divide that by 3, my average days on market was 36.7. So 20 versus 36.7. The reason why my average is higher is because I had that outlier. While one was on the market for 10 days, one for 20 days, I had another property on the market for 80 days, much higher. Pulled up the average, but not the median. So keep that in mind when you look at these different stats, how you have both measures. Then a really nice feature, I look at these gauges, and this is nice. This pretty much can answer my question for many markets, for many zip codes. Well, hey, what's the market doing? What's going on here? But I have the option to embed these gauges directly into my website. So I can choose the metric I want. I have all those different gauges. And then I have HTML code that I can embed. I have the option for this to either update automatically, or I can keep this static, keep the current date. But this in itself is a very nice feature. If I want to have a really robust website with up-to-date market stats for various zip codes, I can put this code in here and the work is done for me. Every month, these stats are updated for me. Then we scroll down, we have our spotlight, which just gives us a general snapshot of what is going on in this market. And then we move to the Charts tab. And this gives me some interactive charts that I can adjust, that I can work with. So first of all, I can decide what do I want to chart. And right now I'm charting closed sales in this zip code for the previous month. But I can choose additional metrics. So right now I have the category market activity. And I can add metrics, and I want to map out, well, what's the difference between closed sales and, I don't know, maybe new pendings. So I can look at this. And I can view this as a bar chart. And a bar chart really helps draw my eye. Well, what month had the most sales? Is there a certain high number, a certain low number? Or I can change down here to a line view to look for trends. How is the trend changing over time? Or if I just want to see raw numbers, I can view the table. I can add many more stats. So I can change the pricing trends category. And here I have all sorts of metrics, average, median, sold and list price, several things like that. Once again, we have the difference. We see both the average and the median here. Pricing ratios, the average sold price to original list price ratio. Days on market, average and median. Price per square foot. And then under supply and demand, all sorts of metrics, month supply. Month supply is looking at the number of listings divided by the absorption rate. The absorption rate, or the average sales per month. Contract ratio, how many contracts versus how many listings do we have? Seller success rate, how many completed contracts were there versus total contracts. So lots of good information here that I can chart out. I can chart out the actual values. I can chart out the change. Maybe instead of looking at the values, I want to see how this has changed since last year. I can show 1 year of data, 3 or 6 months of data, 5 years, 10 years, or anything in between. I can view by months or by quarters. And I can filter out what I'm looking for. Do I want to view all property types? Am I only interested in single-family homes? Am I only interested in mobile homes or condos? Do I want to look at a particular price range? Maybe I only want to look at the $1 million plus properties. A particular square footage or number of bedrooms or bathrooms. Special sales provisions or bank-mediated properties. Do I want REOs or short sales or all bank-mediated or non-bank mediated? Do I want to compare to a different region? Do I want to use the geo compare where I compare this zip code to a different zip code? So these are all of the tools for my charts. I can download this chart. I can click embed. And just like I can do with my gauges, I can actually take this code, put this onto my website, and have it either auto update or just do a fixed chart on my site. And finally, I can share. If I share, I can do it through social media, through email, or print. So that is the Charts tab under Smart Charts. Now, let's look at the Reports tab. So I have two different report options. I have detailed reports, which give me a lot of numbers. Might be for my more analytical customer, or it might be for my personal use. If I just really want to see this market, if I want to look at the numbers, this is a great report for me to really stay on top of my area. But then we also have the local market insights report. which is a good report to include in your marketing materials because this is highly visual. It gives highly graphical representations of these market stats. A little better for the typical user who might or might not like to see a lot of numbers. So let's take these one by one, starting with the detailed reports. I can choose this report monthly, year to date, quarterly, or yearly. If I do choose monthly, I choose the month I want, going back all the way to 2005. So I can choose last month, January 2016. Go. So here's my monthly report. So number one, let's make this bigger. I have a summary. So the summary shows me the sold volume, average and median sold price. Once again, we're looking at the difference between average and median. Look here, the average is much higher, signifying that there could be some outliers. There could be some high-priced properties that sold. Number of units that sold, the average days on market, average list price for the sold properties. So the properties that sold, what was the average list price for those? Sold price to original list price ratio, and so forth and so on. And I can see this for last month, same month last year, and then what was the change year over year. An inventory snapshot of active listings, new properties under contract, new pendings, all pendings, last month, same month last year, percent change. The financing breakdown, so for those properties that sold, what types of financings were there? 12 of these were all cash sales, 25 conventional loans, 3 FHA loans, 1 VA loan, so I can kind of see the breakdown there. Are there a lot of cash sales in this market? Are there a lot of conventional loans? Are there a lot of FHA loans? Gives me an idea. Days on market breakdown. So how many days were these properties on the market? 3 of these were on the market for only 1 to 10 days. 2 were on the market for less than 1 day. Only 1 has been on the market for more than 1 year. And then under sold detail, here we just have a breakdown of inventory. So for both single family homes and condos, in each bedroom range, 2 bedrooms or less, 3 bedrooms, 4 or more, how many sales do we have in each price range? So it really helps me see the composition of the market. So that's the detail report. But now let's look at the local market insights report. And let's also look at this for January 2016. And once again, this just gives me a more visual representation. And this might be what I include in my newsletter to people in the zip code. First of all, in the Pro version, it has my branding. In the basic free version, it has MFR's branding. And then for these various stats, not only does it give me the number, but it just shows me in green or red an increase or decrease. And it's just a little easier to share. Not quite as many numbers and more visuals. So that, for the most part, is Smart Charts, the various things Smart Charts can do for you. So once again, you have this dashboard to see these gauges. The free version is going to show you MLS wide. The Pro version, you can actually drill down by zip code or by county. You can see a snapshot for each county, which zip codes have the highest median sale price, which zip codes have the highest number of new listings, so forth and so on. I can look through all these gauges, compare last month's stat to the 5-year average. I can embed these gauges into my web page, either static or an automatically updating version. Have my spotlight here. Go to my charts tab. I can actually create my own custom charts based on any of these categories. I can add a variety of metrics into my chart. Chart values versus the change. I can change my view to a bar view, a line view, or a table numeric view. I can show anywhere between 1 month and 10 years of data, group by months or by quarters, filter out by price ranges and home types and sizes of properties and square footage, do a geo compare to compare different regions, download this chart, embed this chart into my web page, or share this chart through social media, email, or printing. And then I can run reports for any month since 2005, monthly, year to date, quarterly. I can run a detailed report that just has the raw numbers, or the local market insights report, which is a little more visual. Once again, I can access smart charts either through my MFR login page. I can access it directly at mfr.getsmartcharts.com. I will need to create a login. We have a free version that's MLS wide and the paid pro version. We can drill down by zip code. You have a 2-week free trial to the paid version. And finally, if you click on the support tab, just has some good information for you. First of all, if you need some assistance with smart charts, both our support center number along with their number. You also have a definitions link up here. So under the support tab, definitions. Here are definitions of these various market stats, what they mean, how they're measured. Hope you enjoy this product. Hopefully this will take out some of the pressure when you are asked that question on how the market's doing and you're not quite sure how to answer, that you now have a place to go to get some very concise answers. Thank you everyone and have a great day.